back to New York, where I don't always pick the worst day to see my miserable existence. I can't even rhyme. That's how terrible this is. Yorker in Vegas here. Well, not in Vegas today. I'm in LA at Dodger Stadium, my second time ever. First time was a little rushed. My Mets were not playing that day. So I actually have a dog in the fight today. But as much as I hate to admit it, Dodger Stadium is gorgeous. And I'm really excited for my first full, real experience here. I'm gonna check everything out, show you all the sights, get a Dodger dog, get some beers, and play ball. So in this vlog, I'm not gonna do it by categories. I'm gonna do it as kind of like the linear happenings of me walking through the stadium and what I experienced during the game. So first to note is if you're driving to Dodger Stadium and you don't have a prepaid parking pass, enter in, if you're coming from Vince Scully Way, on the third lane from the left. That is where you can purchase parking day of the game. Please note that you need to enter from the gate that is on your ticket. In this case for me, the left field reserve level. You can bring in food, but in a clear bag, and the pups go around, they sniff you out to make sure you're not bringing anything illicit into the stadium. So once you get in, I mean, it's such an experience on every single level. They really make Dodger Stadium for the community. I know it wasn't always this way, but the new ownership led by Magic Johnson really they have pimped this stadium out, and yet it retains the decor of it being the third oldest stadium in the league. The levels are clearly marked, and they have a new elevator system on both the right field and left field sides that makes life throughout the stadium extraordinarily convenient, because I will say the staircases in Dodger Stadium are a little bit wonky and kind of oddly placed, but that goes with the old-time architecture. If you're going to the game on a day where there's a promotion, such as tonight is Vince Scully night, you'll get it when you enter the gate. What I found really cool is that they gave you the option for sizes. Like, I've never seen that before. So the Vince Scully jersey looks like so. Dodgers with the red microphone on the front, Scully with the full microphone on the back, bigger, and the 76 logo, who sponsored this on the right arm. Who needs that? And of course, coolest of all, the retired Vin Scully and microphone logo on the left arm, which is the exact same thing that hangs on the rafters in left field with the other retired number. Should I put it on? I'm going to put it on. Let me put it on. Okay, I'm going to put it on. Hell no! Who do you think you are? I am Mets through and through for life, son. Unless, of course, it might impress some of the ladies at Dodger Stadium, in which case I could make an exception. But please don't tell my friends about my descent. We're going to move on from this. Let's move on. Cut it, I say. Illegitimate. I had to take a dig at the shortened season. I was terrified that the Mets were going to win in 2020, and then everyone would call it illegitimate, which everyone does except for the team that won, which in this case happened to be the Dodgers. Anyway, so they have the bars right behind the left field and right field bullpens. The left field bullpen is the Dodgers bullpen, and just the renovations they've made the outfield bleachers multi-layered and so many intricate different levels and things to see and do, while again, they maintain that 1960s motif. So it's modern and fresh, but also retro and doesn't feel out of place. So of course, first thing I did was watch Mets batting practice. I had left my glove in the car, but it was okay because no balls were really hit my way. But it was super cool just to be there for it. And here they have all the retired numbers of Brooklyn Dodger and LA Dodger greats. More Brooklyn than LA though. Naturally, I think. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, it was time to walk through the stadium. Got still an hour for game time, find food and drink. And it was really cool. Like I said, they really expanded the outfield even since I've been there in 2019. And there's so many layers from spiral staircases to up and down. It's just they've made the outfield this communal area with all these nooks and crannies. So while busy and packed and hustling and bustling, never feeling cramped. And I was like, okay, well, there are a lot of food options here. What am I going to go to first? What was that? I can't tell you how hard it is to find good Dunkin' Donuts out on the West Coast. Also in the outfield and left field side, right underneath the bleachers, they have the Gold Glove bar. I did not get in there. The line was super long, but I really did want to try to get in there and have a drink and maybe some food, but it just didn't happen this time, but definitely next time. So, my friend and I continued to walk along and see the different
sights and artifacts they have, from the ice cream truck to Dodger Dog Man, which, let me tell you, this place is all about Dodger Dog. And I absolutely love what they've done with the dead center field area. It's called Blue Heaven on Earth, and they have LED stars that light up blue and white Dodger colors and commemorate the year that the stadium was built. This kind of great meeting spot in dead center, I personally think is much better than Monument Park at Skanky Stadium, but who am I to judge? But it's a fun place for the family to gather and kind of have a unique vantage point during batting practice, even though you can't technically see the game during the game. Tommy Lasorda, used to hate him as a kid, now I respect him. The stage for the announcers for pre and post game. Right behind one of their scoreboards, they have the Dodger Walk of Fame, where they have plaques for all the great Dodgers, both LA and Brooklyn Dodgers, whose numbers and or names, such as in the case of Vin Scully, have been retired. And of course, I gravitate towards the greatest of all, Jackie Robinson. What's really cool is they had the plaques written in both English and Spanish. And of course, the man of the hour, Vin Scully. Continuing on to the right field portion of the field level, they have the Baseline Club, which I think is exclusive. I'm not entirely sure, but I wasn't able to get in, so pretty sure that you have to have a certain tier of ticket to get into the Baseline Club. The condiment tables are a little bit old and dingy looking. Ketchup, mayo, and some sauerkraut machines that you crank. Oh, time for libations.
They didn't have an Angry Orchard, so I got a Modelo Negra. $17. Definitely cheaper at City Field. Pinkies up, bitches. And this is the Rum Runner. It was in a souvenir cup, $32.
Cha-ching!
I hope that's worth it. I'm gonna try a $32 drink. It's like one of those little ices when you're a kid that you get at the bodega. Those of you who aren't from New York may not get that, but that's good. Is it $32 good? Not when you can get it at the bodega and then pour a little bit of something in it, but you know. Cheers.
As we get closer to the home plate side of the field level, definitely could not get into the dugout club. I didn't get a chance to check out the art gallery, but I did want to see the view from behind home plate, if only so briefly. Going up the escalator bank towards the tippity top where my seats were, there's a promotional schedule. Now, how cool is that they have promotions multiple days of the week, not just on the weekends? That is classy. There's the Vin Scully press box. I mean, what else can I say about that but that he spent the majority, if not all, of his legendary career broadcasting games for the Dodgers, home games, from that booth. They have a great display of all Vin's achievements. You know, I gotta say, as a Met fan, he called probably the most legendary play in Mets history, which was, it gets by Buckner, here comes Knight, and the Mets win it. That's a terrible Vin Scully impersonation. Please forgive me. Okay, I digress. I love that they put the museum in the middle walkway, kind of halfway up of the stadium, because this place was not built to have all the different interactions displays that it does have now, and they really utilized every corner they could. And of course, here is a model of the most famous home of the Brooklyn Dodgers, Ebbets Field in Brooklyn, New York. And every good Mets fan knows that the facade of Citi Field was based off of Ebbets Field. And a wonderful step forward for progress that not even Citi Field has yet. They have an all genders bathrooms located throughout the stadium, and I love that. And of course, this night they had an amazing all women mariachi band. And maybe, just maybe, I may have fallen in love with 1, 2, or 10 of the women in this wonderful group. Dodger dog, Dodger dog. Everything's Dodger dog. They actually have two kinds here. The traditional pork kind, but for those who don't eat pork, they have a beef-based one, which is really cool and considerate. I also got the garlic fries this day, and here I am trying a Dodger dog for the very, very first time. Of course, you know, I had a comment on the TikTok the other day, and I had to continue my work to be a supreme fat ass. Not bad. It was not the greatest hot dog I ever had, and the garlic fries were pretty good, but also not the best. But now, it was time for the game to start, so I'm going to let you listen to the sounds of Dodger Stadium.
First, let's welcome the visiting Mets. Leading off, designated hitter number 9, Brandon.
pay him already.
Your Los Angeles Dodgers.
Dodger home run. Ugh. Let's go, Pete. Let's go, Pete. After the second Dodger home run, it was pretty apparent that Kershaw was dealing, even though I usually call him Chokeshaw. But whatever, my Mets were sucking this night, so it was time to walk around and see what trouble we could get into. Fully intending to go back to our seats, but we never did. Check out this view from the left field landing by the elevator, which we once again took downstairs to check out what other amenities they have. And I love this bobblehead kind of Hall of Fame. I know the Marlins have that as well. I wish the Mets would install that. Oh, look, they got some Mets stuff back here. And there you go, Casey Stengel and Tom Seaver. And a couple of David Wright with a number 4. Ew, Zach Wheeler. Oh my God, Jason Bay. Look at that side eye. Hello, I'm watching you. Look at that gap, Jesus. That gap is familiar. I have that one, that Seaver one. That's in my living room, in my memorabilia. I don't have that right one. Let him back in. A lot of people did a lot worse shit. We're both the mariachi band in left field, and these fans in right field are watching the game from our two great vantage points cut into the outfield bleachers, just recently installed in part of the renovation and fan experience improvement project. There's Sandy Koufax's statue, and my Mets are trying to deal, but sucking every second tonight. Ugh. I was totally planning on having a beer at this bar and sitting to watch the game from that vantage point, but just never really happened. So we went to the Dodger store to see if there was anything cool to buy. What women want, what most of us are. And this store on the field level is where you can get a custom-made jersey. The Golden Road Brewing area in center field is possibly my favorite part of the stadium. They have the lantern lights and picnic seating and high tables. It's just such a great communal area on top of sand. You have full scoreboard, screens to watch the game. You don't miss a beat.
Well, I guess on Vince Scully night, the Dodgers should win. I mean, it's bottom of the 7th, 3-0 Dodgers. Kershaw was dealing, 3-hitter. He's out of the ball game now. Take me back to New York, where I don't always pick the worst day to see my miserable existence. I can't even rhyme. That's how terrible this is. But it's fun to be here. It is a beautiful ballpark. I don't think I've ever been to a ballpark that does more with the space that's here. It's a very traditional space, the third oldest park in the game, very traditionally laid out, but they do a lot with the space that they have, and it seems bigger than it is. And it is probably, of all the stadiums that I've seen, the most fan-friendly and accessible. I think that'll change as Uncle Steve continues to groom the Mets to what the fans deserve, because he's already done that for us, Citi Field. So I'm sure in time Citi Field will be the #1 fan experience. But right now, Dodger Stadium just barely edges it out. Minus the caste system of bathrooms. They're shitty on top and they're good on bottom. But lack of food options. a lot of lack of food options here. I will say that probably the most endearing part of this ballpark is how they embrace the Mexican-American culture here. And if you know the history of Dodger Stadium, I'm not going to get into it, it's Chavez Ravine. They've come a long way with the community, and that's beautiful. And on a side note, for anyone out there whose preference includes or is women, there is no ballpark with a greater array of gorgeous, beautiful, stunning women, and I might have to become a Dodger fan as a result. I'm going to hell for that. I'm already going to hell. That's never going to happen. I'm Mets all day.
A huge component what helped heal the rift between the Dodgers and the community of Chavez Ravine was the great Fernando Valenzuela, whose number they are finally retiring this year, and I am all about it.
How fast do you pitch?
End of the game, some people left, so I got seats at the visitor/Mets bullpen bar seating. This is super cool.
It is a cool vantage point from here. They have it for both the home dugout and the visitors dugout. At the visitors one, you can see the control room. While your line of sight is somewhat limited, you can't really see the full outfield. It is a cool, unique vantage point, and I really, really enjoy these seats. But didn't enjoy this part when the Dodgers won. Ugh, can't stand this song.
Well, that's it. Mets lost. Can't win them all. We suck tonight. It is what it is. Happy to be here. Anyway, I'm happy that you watched. I thank you for watching. I appreciate you watching. I love you for watching. We're still on Mission Monetize. Please like, share, and most especially subscribe. Remember, I'm also on TikTok, Yorker in Vegas. I know, that's weird. Anyway, you take care of yourselves. See you next one. And tomorrow, let's go Mets. Even though this won't premiere in time for that.